Okay, hello everyone. This is a voice test, just to see how things would turn out. Just ignore any background noise. I don't have any of those fancy noise filters or any such equipment, so you just have to make do, okay? I'm pretty sure you can handle it. It's not the end of the world. And yeah, I just thought I'd get on here and record my thoughts and stuff, so I can go back and listen to them and just kind of remember, like, hey, I still think that today, and wow, my voice sounds different and stuff like that. And anyway, as I was saying, about shows and should Nicktoons and Cartoon Network, Nicktoons, Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network reboot some of those shows? No, because as much as I want to see Walko's Mom Wife or Ed and Eddie on TV again, they just you're never gonna capture what made the show good the first time. You're never gonna capture it again. And if it was brought back or rebooted or whatever, you're not gonna get all the creators on board. The actors would have moved on. The animation would probably look different. It would probably be that really cheap Flash animation they use today. Characterization probably won't be good because not everyone goes back and watches the show that we're doing. Look at UT Titans go, and yeah, you're never gonna capture it again. And some things should just be allowed to do their own thing. As I said before, well, for the first time on here, but I've said it in life before. Some things should do their one, have fun with it, and then just be done. Like, definitely go back and watch your old show and remember it, and remember it for what it was, and enjoy it like I do. I go back and I still go back and watch the Nicktoons from the '90s every once in a while. Actually, quite a lot actually, and I still just enjoy them for what they were, and that's just what makes them good because they didn't want. It was never. Some of them were just never done before. I mean, Walko's Monlife pretty much redefined how you could get away with stuff in TV. Way better than the gross out show Ren and Stimpy. I mean, some of the things Walko's Monlife got away with, you could probably squeeze through today's censors, though some probably not. And think about it. Just how many times have they rebooted Transformers? Quite over a dozen times. And every time you have people screaming, "This isn't what I remember it is. This isn't why Optimus Prime is a truck, not a monkey." Ugh. And just you end up with people like that. Even if they bring, say, Ed and Eddie back, it's not going to be the same. The ads might not be exactly how it was, and they may not do it. I know Eddie's voice actor has moved on to other things, so they have to get someone new for him, and it just wouldn't sound right. And that show got a pretty good wrap up, with the Big Picture show, and there's not really much more they could have done. You're going to end up. I mean, I don't want to see Ed and Eddie get turned into Family Guy, where you have like half the episodes of filler because they're running out of ideas. Some things just go back and watch. Say, I don't know, Rugrats, and remember the original instead of trying to say, Rugrats needs to come back. Because no matter how hard you try, you will never capture the spirit of the original again. Because sometimes what the show did, it did right, and it was the first to do it. And if it comes back now, I mean, look at some of the shows out now. If Walko's Modern Life came out now, it was innovative in the '90s and it was funny, and it's still funny today. I mean, some of the jokes still hold up, but some of the other things it's remembered for, such as sneaking in on the adult jokes, it wouldn't really stand out compared to what you can get away with now in some areas. I know Cartoon Network's gotten a little more lenient lately compared to before, but Nick, I think, is kind of tightened their grip. I mean, they didn't want Ed and Eddie, and some of the stuff Ed and Eddie got away with. Yeah. I'm not saying these shows are bad. I like Walko's Modern Life and Ed and Eddie and all those shows. I know I'm just saying those two a lot, but there's a lot more than that. Just those two are the first that came into my head. And so I'm just saying, go back and watch if you can. I know some of them are on iTunes now, and some I think are played on the Splat Block on Nickelodeon. So go back and watch them now instead of trying to get them to come back. Because as much as I would like to see some of these old shows come back, it just wouldn't feel the same. Times would have changed, standards changed. Some jokes that were funny back then would seem really dated now, like a lot of the 90s references. I mean, just remember some of the technology, the big blocky computers and the big, you know, brick phones. I mean, if you were trying to capture Rugrats again and you moved it into the 2010s, I mean, think of what Ed and Eddie would be like now. Instead of everyone outside playing, it would be iPods and iPhones and Twitter and all kinds of, you know, they'd be inside, you know, playing now, you know, Angry Birds or whatever, instead of, you know, just, just, things have changed, you know, there's a whole new generation out there who would never have seen the original, and may not get any of the references to the original. Just, not everything needs to come back, like, some things should just stay in the era they're in, and be enjoyed today, but don't try to bring it back. Basically, don't turn the franchise into a zombie. Don't, kind of bury it in a sense that, like, in your heart. I know I'm getting now, like, what's the word? I can't think of the word. What's the word? Whatever the word, you know the word. I can't think of it. It's going to drive me crazy now. Not emotional. I can't think of the word. Symbolic. That was it. Symbolic. I'm not trying to get all symbolic by, you know, saying, you know, bury the show, you know, in your heart and keep it there forever and use it as, like, files you on with, you know, spirit of childhood and stuff like that. I'm not trying to say that, because that'd be really corny and stuff, and I'm not corny at all, but, just, like, bury it in your heart and kind of remember it as it was, instead of trying to rip it out of the ground and parade its corpse around. You get what I'm saying? I know that sounds really gross, but, just some things really should be left alone. Like, in my opinion, we really did not need another Star Wars movie. The story was finished, it was done, we had 6 movies, the Clone Wars movie, the Clone Wars TV series. That was a good series, by the way. Tons of books, games, all kinds of stuff. There was more than enough Star Wars for quite a while. We really did not need another movie, especially not by Disney. Sorry about that, I don't like Disney, so yeah, sometimes that slips through. And yeah, I guess I really didn't do much of an introduction in this, and if you're still listening to my rant, yeah, my voice may sound weird, it's just it's always sounds like that. So some words may sound a little weird, and I can't really say all whites, yeah, I couldn't even say it there. And it's it doesn't sound as high-pitched as it does in life. Like, on here, it sounds kind of high-pitched. In life, it's a little deeper. For some reason, recording equipment doesn't pick it up. And so, yeah, you just have to kind of just, you know, hang on with me as my voice can sound weird. If I try to deepen it to sound how I do in life, it hurts my throat to do. So, yeah, I'm sorry if some of my words come out kind of slurred and stuff. I have trouble with some words. Sometimes I speak kind of fast, so I just smash my sentences together. And I try to catch my breath while I'm still talking so you don't have those long periods of silence. Because I don't have any of that video editing software yet, where you can splice and slice and edit it to a perfect video like most YouTubers have. So, and sorry for the black screen, as maybe in my next video I'll post it, like, so you can watch me play a game while I talk. This is just a test really to see where it goes, and see if, these are just, basically the show, only one video and I'm always saying show. This is not even a pilot, this is like a pre-production, pre-window thing, but it's mostly just I get on here and I talk about my opinions on different stuff. Maybe I'll take requests, I don't know. I'm not gonna be one of those people that's like, no, I don't take requests, so stop sending requests, go, type people, like some YouTubers are. But, yeah, I really have nothing else to do besides doing this, so, yeah, maybe, mostly about shows and games from time to time. Not so much games, my gaming variety is kind of low. It'd mostly be Halo, like the old Halos, not the newer Halos. Like Halo 1 and 2 and 3 and ODST, but none of the 343i stuff. I don't care for those. And, so yeah, maybe next time I'll just post, I'm recording through an iPad, so it's not the best sound and video quality, but maybe sometime I'll get around to getting a better microphone or like something, but I'll just set my iPad up so you can watch me play like Halo 2 while I talk or something, so you're not just staring at a blank screen the whole time. And yeah, so if you're still here, I'll just get on about shows, talk about like my opinion. These are all my opinions, not facts, not statements. Opinion. Please don't post in the comment section. Oh, this is just your opinion. It's opinion, man. Stuff like that. It's an opinion. I'm not saying it's fact. It's opinion. It's my views, completely unbiased by anybody or anything else. Just my personal views. And just, yeah. And if you hear background music, I have Halo 2 on in the background, so that's what that is if you hear it. Halo 2 is a good game. But, mostly this is just, I'm just gonna get on here and talk about shows, and sometimes movies, if it kind of ties into a show, like the Rugrats movies, or, I don't know, like, I was actually surprised. I was working one day, and I was quite surprised to see how many shows of the 90s in the early 2000s actually got a movie. Like, if a show was doing good, it got a movie. Rugrats actually ended up having 3. Whether they were all good is up to debate. And in my opinion, the first couple were good. The later ones were just cash grabs. And we don't like that term, cash grab, but, eh. And just, some different shows from the 90s and the early 2000s. I'm not going to set a cutoff point, but I really don't care for anything in the 2000s. Again, that's opinion. I don't want to hear, you saying, oh, said show of the 2010s is best show ever. That's your opinion, and that's fine. You were entitled to your opinion. But in my opinion, I just don't care for the 2010 stuff. Just none of them really appeal to me. Some of them are just weird. Like, not the kind of weird I like. The more just my kind of weird I like is just odd in concept. Some of the shows out now are odd in visuals. And that's not the kind of odd I like. I don't like looking at weird things that come out of people who smoke stuff's head. But, if it show's odd in concept, then, that's fine with me. But when the show's odd in visuals, that's just, I don't really count for that. I mean, a lot of shows now look just like fever dreams. There's no other way to say it. Some of the shows out there now that I've seen make me wonder, what were the creators on? I mean, they're weird. I know, sometimes when I get excited, my voice does that, sorry. But, I mean, seriously, some of this stuff makes me just, like, what were they thinking? I mean, I've drawn some pretty strange stuff. Actually, I have a Flickr page, which I'll go ahead and link to if you want to go see some of my drawings. But some of my stuff's mild compared to some of the things they show on TV. I mean, just, wow, they're weird. But anyway, this isn't about weirdness. I don't like visual weird. I prefer weird in concept. This kind of a show that's out there when it's in its concept or idea. That does something that's not really been done before. And yeah, I guess that's another reason I really like the shows of the 90s, is that a lot were pretty innovative. The 80s gave us good shows, Transformers, but it was still, most of the 80s cartoons were done to sell toys. During the 90s, it was, the whole premise of cartoons was changed to be more creator-driven and sometimes plot-driven, and more designed to entertain rather than to sell. And because the 90s was definitely a really good time for animation, in my opinion, because we got some pretty good shows, they're going off in the new directions. But we also, for all the goodness of the 90s cartoons, we also got the duds. My opinion, duds. Like Ren and Stimpy. That show was so gross and vulgar and disgusting, I can't stand even look at it. I could not stand when it was on TV. I flipped the channel. That show, which I know it has a big fan following, but is just too gross. I mean, it is nasty. It literally looks like what Adult Swim would become. And in all honesty, I don't watch Adult Swim. I mean, I watch Family Guy sometimes. My brother likes Family Guy. And I've seen some Robot Chicken, but other than that, I don't like Adult Swim. And Ren and Stimpy is pretty much what Adult Swim's, a lot of its shows are, just grossness, shock humor, vulgarity, Swear Wars, Ren and Stimpy I don't think had swear words, but it had just about everything else. It was nasty. I know it's got a lot of followings, a lot of people like it and think it's funny, and that's fine. But in my opinion, it's just a gross show that I would rather not watch ever again. Sorry about that, I can't stand that show. And I don't like it when people say, the 90s is all gross out because Ren and Stimpy. Because it's not. Really, aside from that show, most shows weren't really that too far and gross out. Rocko's Modern Life, which is a show I do like, has some gross out in the early season, but switched more to satirical humor and kind of hidden jokes and just and character